Darling, your mama said it'd be days like this.
But every day?
Good thing you've got Dixie Living Wear.
You know it.
Yes, I do. Living Wear goes from the microwave
straight to the table.
Don't try that with a foam plate.
Dad, can you cut this?
On Living Wear you can, sweetheart. And the plastic coating means...
it won't soak through.
Mm-hmm. And you used to use Living Wear just for picnics.
Is this your idea of a picnic?
Every day's easier, honey, with affordable Dixie Living Wear.
You said it.
Long Island is great in so many ways.
Somebody have any change? Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Hey, Mom, what's for dinner? What would you like?
Something special.
Vandy Camp's frozen fish.
Something different. Correction, very different.
They taste fresh because they're frozen fresh. And they're dipped in crispy golden breadcrumbs or fresh egg batter for a taste your family will love.
Remember, Mom likes something fast. No problem there, Mom.
Vandy Camp's, the freshest ideas in frozen fish.
Mum & Shantz, a unique creation, a fun-filled fantasia, says the New York Times. Exceptional ingenuity and exciting possibilities in an all-new show. Mum & Shantz, marvelously magical, says the Associated Press. An original adventure in theater and dance. Mum & Shantz, the effect is illuminating. Don't twiddle your thumbs. Call charge at 944-9300. Mum & Shantz at the Helen Hayes Theater.
What can you offer an employer besides a college degree? Co-op education. It's the experience you need for the job you want.
Well, you probably read that The Fantastics, the longest-running play in the whole world, was coming to an end in New York City, and it's been with us for, well, it's in its 27th year now, and been a tremendous hit. Began as a one-act musical at Barnard College in 1959, 27 years later, still going strong. They had a scare about a month and a half ago where they thought it was coming to an end, but then suddenly a resurgence came in, and the show was saved, and will go on, hopefully, for another 27 years. Now, here is the producer who has been with it since the very beginning, the producer of The Fantastics, Lor Noto. Nice to have you. Am I pronouncing your first name correctly?
Laurie. They do Laurie Law, you see. I've become Laurie Law. The lore about Laurie.
My God, you must have never dreamed in your wildest dreams that 27 years later you'd still be on the boards there.
Well, you can't possibly anticipate a thing like that, and our whole attitude was, well, let's do it one performance after another, and it was like the drop of water on the rock. It just accumulated and went on and on and on.
You've been in the same theater all these years?
It has, exactly the same theater.
No
It was
kidding.
created right there for that particular house.
How many different cast members have you had over the years?
Oh gosh, they go into many, many hundreds. It's so many people have been involved with the Fantastics over the years.
Laurie, has anybody of, you know, major fame come out of that show and gone on to...
Well, of course, the original company was Rita Gardner, Jerry Orbach, who went on to very important things, and Kenny Nelson, who did Boys in the Band. He went to London and became very successful. A fellow who's somewhat big on television, they tell me, is Bert Convy, was with us.
Was he in the two? Did he play El Gallo, or did he play the boy?
No, he played El Gallo, and quite wonderfully. We've had some very fine performers over the years, and as you know, it's also been done many, many times by some of the top performers.
Sure.
The kick I had, one of the biggest kicks I had was when Edward Everett Horton took it out as the old actor. And John Carradine has played in it. Richard Chamberlain has done it. The ambassador to Mexico, John Gavin, I don't know if he's still our ambassador, he's done the role, and it's been done by Elliot Gould, Tom Poston. Tom Poston playing El Gallo.
I can't believe it, but I guess it happened, right? Yeah.
Well, it was very funny. He did it at Paramus, New Jersey, and he said, Laurie, he said, What was that?
It was a little outburst for Paramus.
Did you see Tom Poston?
No,
that was for Paramus. I'm sorry, Laurie. Knowing this crowd, it's for Paramus.
But let's hear it for Tom Poston.
Yeah.
Tom Poston.
His name was he the fellow that could remember his name? Well, the fellow who wrote The Fantastics, Tom Jones, used to write his comedy material. And Tom said, Laurie, I have to do this. When he did it at Paramus in a wonderful new theater there, he came out and introduced himself, and he said, Laurie, the producer, is sitting out there somewhere in the audience. And I said, I wanted to do this so much because I was there opening night, and I enjoyed the play so much. I want to see what I can do to keep it alive. And he did a little comedy routine, and then he did the role as Tom Poston. And it worked. It actually was quite enjoyable and wonderful.
So you've had a magnificent run. You know, I had an idea. I suppose you were... How did you feel when the closing notices came out and all of that? It must have been kind of sad.
It was a rough time, but basically I would say this, that when you've run 26 years, which we had, and we were coming to the end of the run, I thought, in fact, numerous times this has been a fact, Regis, that it appeared that it might be dwindling down, and around 1970 as an example, I believed that it would be coming to an end then, which had already run 10 years. And I wanted to go in the role as the boy's father, which I had played in the first few weeks of the run.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I jumped into the part was because we were struggling in the early days, and we couldn't afford understudies. We were losing money 11 of the first 12 weeks. And Actors Equity allows actors off-Broadway to appear for more remunerative employment elsewhere. And in those days, TV had live dramas. So the fellow was in a U.S. Steel show in this role that I finally took over. And I did the role for that one performance, that one afternoon, while he did a live TV thing on U.S. Steel. And so around 1970, for the first 10 years of the, again, performance by performance, we kept one
year after year.
Right, year after year, week after week, number after number, we began to think, well, okay, maybe it's winding down. So I wanted to be the last father when the show ended, and then I got a life sentence out of it.
You got hot again. All right, well, you know, I had an idea. I thought it would be nice if we could find the first El Gallo, the first one to sing Soon It's Gonna Rain, and bring him or her back, you know, and then go to, is it El Gallo who sings Soon It's Gonna Rain, or is it the boy and girl?
It would have been Kenny Nelson, but he's in London right
well, I
now.
thought we'd get the first couple, you know, and then go to the present couple, but that was too difficult to find people after 27 years.
It is, yes.
But we have the present cast members here, right?
Yes, we certainly do, and they're wonderful.
Would you like to introduce them to us?
Oh, I'd like very much to introduce them. This is the current cast of the Fantastics, Regis and Kathy. And this is Bill Perlack.
Hello, Bill.
Morning.
And this is Jennifer Lee Andrews, whose father also appears in the Fantastics as El Gallo.
No kidding.
And George Lee Andrews of Pop was in the 20th anniversary of the Fantastics, and he returned to us. And her stepmother, George's wife, has also played the same role in the Fantastics.
That's right. When you run that long, the audience comes back 20 years later with their kids.
Exactly.
Generation.
Exactly.
But here is the big song from
This
that
is the song "Soon It's Gonna Rain," which you might, some of you might have heard at ball games. Whenever it's raining,
Right.
the organist comes out and starts doing "Soon It's Gonna Rain."
In our case, we have Dorothy Martin with us today.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're all set. Soon It's Gonna Rain from the Fantastics.
Hear how the wind begins to whisper. See how the leaves go streaming by. Smell how the velvet rain is falling out where the fields are warm and dry. Now is the time to run inside and stay. Now is the time to find a hideaway where we can stay.
Soon it's gonna rain, I can see it. Soon it's gonna rain, I I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain. What are we gonna do? We'll find 4 limbs of a tree, we'll build 4 walls and a floor we'll bind it over with leaves and duck inside to stay. Then we'll let it rain, we'll not feel it. Then we'll let it rain, rain pell-mell, and we'll not complain if it never stops at all. We'll live and love within our own 4 walls.
Very nice. Soon It's Gonna Rain from the Fantastics. Bill Perlack and Jennifer Lee Andrews. And don't forget, this show is still going on at Barnard College.
No, that's,
No?
that's where it started.
Well, where is it?
It may still be going on at Barnard. I wouldn't
well,
be
they don't have a
surprised, Rita.
theater.
Where
Does
can they
anybody
go
know?
to see it now, Laura?
We're still at the original house, the Sullivan Street Playhouse
Oh.
in Greenwich Village. Yeah, the old Jimmy Kelly's. Everybody knows the old Jimmy Kelly's.
Okay,
Yeah.
terrific.
Great.
Laurie, thanks
Thank you.
very much
Nice
for being
to
with us,
meet
and
you.
thank you all. And we'll be back at the news.